Normally, you have to wait until the Imperial Age to have access to this weapon, but not today. Welcome, ladies and gents. I've never seen this before. I've never covered a game that has had this before. We have Dark Age Trebuchets, and not just any Trebuchets. We have Hero Trebuchets. Now, Capture H, the program I'm using to cast this, doesn't pick up heroes. But if you look down here at the image at the bottom left, you can see it's glowy. It's not so glowy when you're looking at the unit. Anyways, this is in-game Bad Neighbor. There's two Hero Trebuchets. There's Bad Neighbor and God's Own Sling, who many of you guys may remember if you messed around in the scenario editor. Basically, they're really strong Trebuchets. And so, yeah, both players here have Trebs. So we're obviously got to dive into this really quick because it's Trebuchets in the Dark Age. And in the red, we have GG Yaldu's playing as the Mongols here. And then over here in the blue, we have Niaz playing as the Lithuanians. Now, they did not know they were going to have Trebs. This tournament is called Survivors of Bazi Random, and basically, it's like mega random, hyper random, anything random on steroids. It could be crazy, so you could start with heroes and such. And so we're into it. Like, this is Blue's perspective. Blue's unpacking the Treb and sees Red's Treb, but there's still a minimum range because it's Trebuchets. So then Red backs away. Now Blue's going to fire on the Treb and miss. And I mean, when I first saw this, I was like, man, you got to protect your Trebuchets. This is the most important thing you could possibly have. And believe me when I say both players think the same. Look at Red. Red's like, all right, Blue's being stupid. Why would Blue have his Treb out there? I'm going to go kill that. So he's hoping that Trebuchet is exposed. Now, he didn't really do the math. And in all fairness, when do you expect this? When do you encounter this? So he doesn't know the movement speed difference between a villager and a Treb. It's actually the same. So it's going to be really tough. Also, we'll double check here in a second. But usually heroes regenerate as well. So even if you're doing damage, the Trebuchet may heal up. Okay, so Blue sees that. Blue sees the Vills, obviously. Blue walls up again. Nice shot from Blue. They start with fortified palisade walls, which is much stronger than a normal palisade wall. Unless you have a Treb. So Red's already walked over here with the Vills. Red is boxing on the door. And Red now is trying to think of what can I do. And Blue is trying to kill the villagers with the Treb. That's right. It's hilarious. I think that was actually possibly an attack round because it's still firing in that area. So Red's thinking about going home. Obviously, they've got economies to manage. They're bringing in boars. There's other things to think about. But you also start with a market here. And markets could be really helpful. You can even use it in the Dark Age as well. So Red's now like, all right, I'm going to go take that market. And then I have the Vills here to repair. It's kind of smart. Villagers here, I mean, you brought them here. You've got to do something with them. So initially starts to attack the market. Blue says, oh, I'm going to go attack Red now. Red actually turned the fire onto Blue faster. And then boom. The Trebuchet is down for Blue, and Blue is going to rush this down and try and repeat the same treatment here and try and kill this thing. Red's like, oh, crap, can't lose my Treb. Trying to drop some gates, maybe. And yeah, look at the Trebuchet HP. Trebuchet HP is actually regenerating. So that will be a brand new Hero Trebuchet. Blue is probably frustrated and is rushing this down. And Blue says, I think this makes 1 damage. Now, the reason Blue is saying that is because Blue looked at the stats of the Treb when it's packed up. It is 200 damage when unpacked. Impossible, like, as a player, just really not possible to think about. Like, these guys are playing at a 2K plus level. These guys are high-level players, and they're just not... I can understand the confusion here. So, you know, I'm not going to come in here and say, oh, you got to be prepared. You can't be prepared for this stuff. The other thing I didn't get to talk about yet is each pig has a different amount of food on it. They also started with very random resources too. It is, again, just very, very random and fun. So if you're enjoying this already, I'm going to bring more games to you guys from this tournament. And shout out to Bazi who made this. But I like how GG Out has played this so far. So Blue's going fast feudal, which is pretty good. But Blue, my friend, you're going to be up against the Treb. So from the start, both players really wanted to utilize that. GG Out now is attacking the market. Now, again, you can actually buy and sell with the market in the Dark Age if you start with one. You just can't build one here, typically. And so market is going to go down. Behind this, Red, I saw Red bringing in some hunt. There's actually whole nother boar here with 400 food, which is crazy good with the Mongols. There's pigs. There's berries. It kind of feels like a fast castle. And now, oh my goodness, the lions. Oh, to make this worse for blue. Where did these come from? Hold up. This video isn't about lions, but what the... Oh my... Okay, so I guess blue is like going to go forward military buildings, maybe? And maybe wanted to go like really aggressive. And so started to send the villagers forward. Oh my goodness, it is not your day today. Now, these are ordinary lions, but that's 4 ordinary lions. And the villager is loomed, but blue is going to try his best to defend this. Now, against one, you can get quick walls down, but against multiple, it's really tricky. So let's see blue attempt to save this villager. Okay, we've got gates. It only blocked off one. We've got a house. It blocks them all off. We've got another gate, but there's a gap. There's a... Now you got to go back the other way. Save the vill. Okay, villager's actually saved. I don't exactly know how you manage this, though, because you need to leave at some point. And then you have a trebuchet walking in your front door. The trebuchet took down the gate after the market, and now here comes red. And red's going to attempt to take out that TC. Now... The villager is running away from the lions. Honestly, well played from blue not to lose him yet. The way this game has gone for blue, I imagine blue may end up losing that. And red is now walling in the trebuchet to protect it as the wow, villager escapes. As the trebuchet is going for the TC. So lions are possibly going to come into town. And there's not going to be a town center to hide in anymore. Because the trebuchet is walled in. And the TC will go down for blue. Man, that's brutal. It's a hero treb, but also it's on top of the hill. Now, red might not be able to escape, though. That's kind of the funny thing. Blue is eventually going to break through. So blue loses the TC. But blue wisely rebuilt the gate. And blue breaks in. And I like this energy. This has not been a good game for blue. So Niaz is just like, I'm going to kill everything you brought to my base. I'm sick of this crap. And I would prefer games without trebuchets, please. That's essentially what this is going to be. But I mean, it's going to take some time. Meanwhile, red's going to lose the vills. Red's trebuchet is going to go for whatever he can. What would be crazy is if he took out the lumber camp and blue somehow had less than 100 wood. Oh my goodness, look how strong the treb is. Yeah, so the regeneration combined with just how much armor and HP is here is allowing this thing to exist for a while. And that treb will take out the stable. I mean, it might take out a house or two as well. Who knows? It's obviously going to go down. But this is so worth it for GG out. And blue might be the one GGing out of this game, honestly. Oh, man. Blue's rebuilding the TC right now. If red notices that. Oh, he noticed it. He noticed it. Oof. But it almost went down. Wow. Well, red did lose 3 vills, but red actually had a TC this whole time. And now the lion's here, and blue just can't really handle the moment. This has been too stressful, and blue deletes everything. Blue says, 100% accuracy treb. Never seen this in my whole life. And then drops the GG. Said GHD, but I'm sure he meant to say GG. Well, so blue probably didn't mess around the scenario editor much. I don't know how many of you guys, maybe you can leave a comment, were aware of God's Own Sling and also Bad Neighbor, but those trebuchets are hero trebuchets. And so, yeah, they have greater accuracy. Red was even saying, like, is it Warwolf? Is it the Britain tech? No, it's just hero trebuchets are a little bit stronger. I feel bad for blue. He's going to see this hit YouTube. He's going to be very disappointed. Imagine how you would feel if you were in a video and you were on the other end of this. But this is also just freaking hilarious. This was great. I loved it. And for anyone out there who's like, well, maybe blue needs to fight a little bit more and not resign, I really don't see an easy comeback. At this point, blue's got 0 on every resource right now, 250 food. Red is going to be in Castle Age soon, and it's going to be an uphill battle. So I'm sure it was a little bit of frustration, perhaps. But when your town centers and your buildings get taken out like that, he's going to have to rebuild a market. He's going to have to rebuild a stable. It really just does set you back. And this would have been significantly worse. So that is pretty much it, folks. Now, Very busy times for me. As most of you probably know, I've been seeing all the views on the Extras channel. There's lots of Titans League views there. Thank you, everyone. So I'm trying to spend a little bit more time recording some cool videos if you guys are still down on top of Titans League. This is cool. This was fun. So I played in a tournament called Masters of Hyper Random. It's not quite as crazy as this, but it's crazy. And there were some not so fortunate moments for me, which I would like to bring to you guys. So if you like this, leave a like on the video. If it hits like 1,500 likes, I'll make sure I bring that video this week. And you keep the action rolling here. So, and always, I'm going to keep an eye on this tournament. This is actually a semifinal of this tournament. GG out 1-3-1 and moves on to the final. And I'm going to be in touch with the host, and we're going to find some of the funniest games, some of the best games, and eventually bring them to you. So that's pretty much it for me. Very short video. Like it if you enjoyed, please. And thank you, everybody. Now you know what to do. If you ever encounter a Dark Age Trebuchet or bad neighbor, then you've now learned your lesson. Go for the Trebor, I guess. And, just don't lose it. And watch out for lions. And, also just be careful. Maybe don't even play. Maybe don't even play this map. It's just too stressful to explain. See you guys.